President Sir, respected Vice President Sir, Guru Sir, Dinesh Panchal Sir, my senior colleague, and Registrar Sir, and dear faculty members. A lot to say that you should not stop that you should not stop questioning. The moment you stop questioning, maybe at the first stage or the middle stage or the last stage, you should keep asking a question, why? So if I ask you a simple question right now, why we have a PhD? All of you are doing research in yoga, so you should be awarded doctorate in yoga and not doctorate in philosophy. Nowadays, PhD is a big buzzword. You know, everybody is talking about PhD. So, the first fundamental question which you should ask is, why we have PhD? We are doing doctorate in yoga. Yes or no? Everyone is doing in yoga? So, you should be doctorate in yoga. Why is doctorate in doctor of philosophy in yoga? Why so? Unfortunately, you will not raise this question to your guide and to yourself. So you should remember this first thing. So always keep asking questions. I'll answer this question to you later on. And the second is on overcoming challenges. So in the middle of difficulty, there is always life opportunity. So I've seen many times that faculty member says that see, we have a lot of peers, we have a lot of friends who are also pursuing PhD. We have research guide also officially appointed by the university. And you know, I've seen most of the time when a student is writing literature review and after that research methodology, the biggest problem lies there. Because somebody would say you have used the wrong method. It should be chi-square test and not t-test. A Panchal Saab says you are always using a wrong test. It should not be the way to do it. It should be a parametric test and that. So this is what the problem is. So let me tell you, when method is wrong, nothing is wrong. When methodology is wrong, something is wrong. But when ontology and epistemology of the problem is wrong, everything is wrong. So otherwise, when the philosophy of the problem is wrong, everything is wrong. So you should try to first understand those philosophy and then methodology and method. So there is always a opportunity whenever you find a problem. And the last one, confusing part of research. You know, research. It is always a confusing word. But the best thing to remember is, if we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research. जो हमको पता है कि हम लोग क्या कर रहे हैं, तो फिर उसको रिसर्च बोलते ही नहीं। इसलिए रिसर्च ऐसा ही होता है कि हम लोग अपने वो पता ही नहीं क्या करते हैं। These are wonderful 5 laws which you should. I'm not going in detail about these laws, but later on you can read these laws. These are very much applicable to the researcher, right? Yes, this is very important because nowadays I've seen most of the university producing very poor quality of research. Why so? Because they don't understand first the discipline. Because research is based on discipline. So unless you are not clear with the discipline, you will not be able to do a good research. Let me tell you, since 1950 we have been using a different kinds of disciplines. Multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary, transdisciplinary, disciplinary, and there are so many words. But unfortunately, when it comes to the research, we fumble. And say for example, if I ask you, what is your domain of research? Is it a discipline? Is it a multidiscipline? Is it a transdiscipline? Or interdiscipline? What it is? So confusion starts. So you must understand first the domain where you are doing research, and then you should start methodology and method. So let me show you. If you look at this picture, if you are from science and doing research in a botany, or maybe doing research in a physics or a chemistry, so you are traveling in a structured way. So you are attached to one singular unit, one subject, one specific domain, which is called a discipline. Now, if you are doing research in this domain, means you are doing outdated work. This is almost 50 years old research work. Since 1990, this kind of research is stopped at the global level. Nobody is doing research in discipline now. Then the second comes This is multidisciplinary. Now you can see here two things. I have used some multiple domain and there is a gap in between. Now multidisciplinary says that there should not be any integration between the two subjects. Means there should be more than two subjects or one subject, and there should not be any integration in between. Now let me give you an example. From 1990 onwards till 2000, so many theses you will find on Shodh Ganga. Shodh Ganga is a platform where you can download the thesis. That's really expensive. So you will find that there are n number of researches titled starting with socio-economic conditions of the people living in the city of Ahmedabad. Now, during those times, people just used to change the title of the city. Socio-economic condition of the people living in the city of Mumbai, living in the city of Pune, living in the city of Hyderabad, living in the city of Bangalore. They only change the title, the last city title. The rest of the things remain same. So, friends, this is again outdated research. So, if you are clubbing with some other discipline, you are doing outdated. Multidisciplinary is also outdated. So, what is in demand? So, what is in demand? This and the next one. If you are keen on publishing papers in a good quality journals like Scopus Index journals or Web of Science, your research must be based on the interdisciplinary research and transdisciplinary research. Now, what do you mean by this inter and trans? Let us understand the conditions of it. The condition says, the first condition, that there should be more than two disciplines. There should be more than two disciplines, two subjects. Second, both the subject must be integrated. In case of multidisciplinary, we have seen that there should not be any integration, but in case of interdisciplinary, integration is must condition. But the third condition says that why integration? That's not the reason. That's not the way. The reason says that when one discipline fails to solve the existing problem, I repeat, when one discipline fails to solve the existing problem, at that time, the other discipline should integrate with the first discipline to solve the problem. Which means, problem solving is the basic condition of interdisciplinary research. So whenever you are integrating discipline, the purpose is to solve the problem. For example, if you are doing research in yoga, then you should focus on the self-awareness skills. Why? Because we have been witnessing since last couple of years that there are so many, unfortunate incidents are taking place in schools and colleges and in society. So what? So how yoga can cure? So if you are doing this, means it is interdisciplinary research. The world demands for this kind of research, interdisciplinary research. If you are just doing for the sake of doing research or for getting promotion or for getting, the tag of doctorate, that's fine. But the world demands, the good journal demands interdisciplinary research. So always try to find out a problem, try to integrate your subject with those subject and create a research that will be an impactful research. And the last is the transdisciplinary research. In Gujarati we call it as a Atikramit Vidya Shakha Ki Sanchodhan. The sector form actually is that. This is what the Gujarati version of transdisciplinary research. Transdisciplinary is bigger than interdisciplinary, wherein you involve number of disciplines, maybe you have 4, 5, 6, 7 disciplines. And the ultimate purpose of doing this research is to solve the public problem. So it focuses on the public policies. Most of the research organizations, they are involved in doing this. And nowadays we have research universities also who are working only on the public issues, public problems. So when the researches are done by the university institution, a fellow just to solve a public problem, and it is called a grant. The difference is only that you see there are only two disciplines which integrates, but in case of plant there are more than two disciplines. It's 3, 4, 5 or maybe more than that. Right? So these are the basic domains. So whenever you are finalizing your title or framing the title for the research, make sure that the title belongs to either interdisciplinary or transdisciplinary, right? And not multi and disciplinary. Else you will be producing a very mediocre kind of research. Okay. Now, if you look at this title, there are so many things I mentioned here, right? Title starts with some of these words. In some titles you will find an empirical study. In some titles you will find an analytical study. In some titles you will find a study. I'll tell you why. Do you know the logic of this? Or just for the sake of writing, we write an analytical and I like empirical words, so I'll just mention an empirical. No, it's not like that. It has connection with your research. So just from the title, I can recognize that yes, the scholar has done something on this, right? Let me give you an example. I'll give you the theory of this. So when you write an empirical study, which means the methodology or the method, data collection method must include primary data collection. Because we are going to talk about the experience of the people. So you must use primary data collection method. But I have seen in most of the theses, people write an empirical study and in the method they write, the data collection method they write, we have used a secondary data source. So this is mismatch. How is the doctor variety? I understand. Okay. Also Gujarati na bolo. And you can just keep writing the questions. I'll give you 10 minutes of time to solve it. You all your problems. Okay? Keep writing on your time. Okay. Then another, say, analytical study. So analytical study means analysis is done of the past record. It's a postmortem. So always remember that analytical study data collection technique would be the secondary data source, which are already done. So whenever you say an analytical study means your data collection methods are always secondary data. But when you don't know that which data collection method you are going to use, or you may be using both primary as well as secondary, then clearly simply you can mention a study. A study is very clear and empirical in this. So keeping those things in mind, you frame the title. It's not by your choice you fix it, or your guidelines more empirical and analytical words as for you write. Because I've seen that there are few guys who have practice of writing is always an empirical study, whether it is connected with the secondary data or primary data is concerned. So these are the things which you keep in mind. I will not go in detail about the history of research, but there are a few things which I would like to share with you, and that is related to the, the doctor word. Doing PhD because you like to have a prefix called DR. How many of you are waiting for the same purpose? No. One. Yes, that is, yes, second and third. There are three from all the students who wish to have DR word, right, as a prefix. Good. Now let me tell you, most of them, or most of us, we believe, even I was also, I used to believe like this, that MBBS and MT are the real doctor and we are the honorary doctor. How get that? The real doctors are the MBBS doctor, not us. MBBS doctor are the real doctors. Yes, yes. MBBS, they are the real doctor, we are the honorary doctor. We should stop writing. But let me tell you, the history says like this, in Greece, in Greece, they used to call it as a doctor. Therefore, we believe it's honorary for us, and the genuine doctors are called MBBS. MBBS are not the real doctors, they are the honorary doctors. We are the real doctors who are not doing Just because the way we do research, we have, we have started believing that we are not the real doctors. Earlier, The research word was coined by the Bulgaria University somewhere in the 12th century, where the research was limited to law, medicine, and technology. So earlier it was just for the law, just for the medicine, just for the technology. It was not for humanities and social sciences, commerce, management, there are so many other subjects. But slowly, gradually, people have started, I'll come to that point also. And very important, the Yale University, I just would like to share with all of you that research has nothing to do with pages, number of pages. The first PhD awarded man was Mr. James Morris Britton, who was awarded by Yale University, one of the best university of the world. His PhD thesis was of 6 pages, only 6 pages, and he took 1 year of time to complete the thesis. So today what we do is we take 5 years, 7 years, 6 years. Again, a big question now whether we are going to submit or not. And number of pages. Guide says, "Atta pana na chahe." Pana has nothing to do with the quality of research. Right? The first research was of 6 pages only. So this is what the beauty of research. Okay. This is the last thing which I would like to share with you, and then I will jump to the AI part. And there is one more thing which I would like to share with you is the question which I asked all of you. Why PhD? Why Doctorate of Philosophy? Okay. So, if you look at the sources of knowledge, we believe, my Guru and my Guru Prashant Gavesar, he used to tell me that Japee, knowledge is very limited, ignorance is unlimited. And that is what the fact is, knowledge is finite, ignorance is infinite. And you should always try to explore the area of ignorance. And therefore, the Americans have explored a term called agnotology. Agnotology is the area of ignorance. So now they have started having a department in the university to find out just the area of ignorance. So we should also know what are our area of ignorance, right? But anyway, that's a different part. But as far as knowledge is concerned, sources of knowledge, we Homo sapiens have been traveling since ages, from Stone Age to Agrarian Age to Tribal Age to Information Age or Industrial Age to Information Age, entrepreneur. Right now we are in entrepreneurial age. So, what is important? Most of the people they say we are knowledge consumers. We Indians are knowledge consumers and not knowledge producers. Even today, if you see whatever gadgets I am using, that all gadgets belong to the foreigners. Say, for example, the laptop produced somewhere in China or America, right? So like that. Similarly, the phones which you are using, that phone it's not belong to our country. It's from other country. So we are known as a knowledge consumers and not as knowledge producers. Have you ever tried to know or understand why so? Because sources of knowledge are 4. There are 4 sources of knowledge. The first is rationalism, second is empiricism, third is spiritualism, and fourth is idealism. Yes. Now, everyone know about the spiritualism because you are part of. That's our way of getting knowledge. The Indian way, the typical Indian way of getting knowledge, that's spiritualism. And luckily Yoga University is contributing via the spiritual knowledge. That's great. But if you look at the other part of the knowledge, the first is rationalism, second is empiricism, and third is idealism. We all learn, means 90% of the things we learn in life through experience. Yes or no? You started speaking with your experience, you started with your experience, you started driving a car with your experience. You learned so many things with experience. You started trusting people with your experience. Right? So there are so many things which you learn via experience. So empiricism plays a crucial role in one life. But friends, why we are left behind? Why we are still considered as a knowledge consumer? Because we are practicing idealism as one of the sources of knowledge. I will say idealism is not wrong, but to have a complete package of idealism in the syllabus is wrong thing. For example, if I don't know how many of you are from economics or management or this kind of subjects, But even in the class, we teach them all those theories which were developed before 100 years or 200 years, Karl Marx or Adam Smith or, John Keynes or Joseph Stiglitz, 200 years before. I'll say this is not wrong to teach. But if I keep teaching them or talking about the ideologies which are developed before 100 years, that is completely wrong. And because of that, we are not able to produce knowledge. We are simply merely transforming information from one source to the other source. So therefore, ideology is not so good. You can have a 5% or 10% in the syllabus, but most of the time you should focus only on the rationalism part. This is nothing but, if you look at this object. If I ask you a question, that which is the correct one? This blue image is the correct one or the orange image is the correct one?
all are correct. नहीं नहीं वैष्णव
और maybe neither both of, right? फिर भी आप जहाँ खड़े वहाँ से बोल सकते हैं क्या? बैठे हैं जहाँ से।
ब्लू ब्लू
अगर यहाँ से मैं देखती हूँ तो जो है वो पीटी वाला करेक्ट दिख रहा है।
Okay. So this is what the rationalism is. Apply your logic, apply the reasoning, apply your mental aptitude, right? That will help you, and that is what is required in education. If you really want to contribute something significantly in the society, you need to be a knowledge producer, and that comes with practicing rationalism. And the basic idea for it is that very small difference between these two words. The first says the capital T truth, the second says a small t truth. You know what is the difference between these two? A very simple difference. The first says the singularity. And the other say plurality. So if you read any foreign author book, they will never write first E. So they are wise. They never write capital T truth. Just for you taste this, you experience this. You always write small t. The difference is only one. One says it is a singular, the problem has a singularity, the other says problem has a plurality. That is what the difference is. And as a researcher, this is your first learning. You should never trust on singularity truth, on singularity. You should always try to find out, and therefore we are going to review first to find out what are the different truths or what are the plurality approaches by the different experts, right? Okay. That is truth of discipline versus discipline of truth. The people who practice truth of discipline, they are traveling in one structured way, in a singular way. And you should rather practice discipline of truth, where you go beyond boundaries and explore at different kinds of truth. हम लोग ने मान लिया बचपन में पहले स्टैंडर्ड से हम लोग ये सीखे हैं कि पृथ्वी गोल है। नासा अभी भी रिसर्च कर रहा है। एक हफ्ते पहले मैंने पढ़ा था कहीं पे कि पृथ्वी का शेप बदल रहा है। पर हम लोग बचपन आज से 25-30 साल पहले जब पढ़े थे तभी भी वो बोलते थे, आज भी वो बोल रहे हैं, आने वाले जनरेशन भी यही बोलेंगे। But they don't believe. They don't believe in singularity. They continually keep exploring, right? And that is what the spirit of, Aristotle. Okay, yeah, this is why we have a PhD. Anyone can answer this, why we have a PhD. It should be DY, Doctor of Yoga.
It is a yoga philosophy. We are learning the philosophy.
What is your title? PhD, what is the full form of PhD?
philosophy.
You are not doing doctorate in philosophy.
We are doing doctorate in philosophy of yoga.
Okay.
So philosophy is actually the base of anything. It starts from philosophy. Everything starts from philosophy, and then it comes to science, and then knowledge actually. So
Sir, as you said that doctorate means highest academic knowledge. Highest academic knowledge. That is, we said doctrine. So that means we are having in.
But that's not in yoga. That's in philosophy. Yoga तो नीचे bracket में होता है. अच्छा मेरे कॉमर्स की बात कॉमर्स में है उनका भी ऐसे ही है दिनेश सर ने साइकोलॉजी में किया उनका भी कुछ तो डिग्री साइकोलॉजी
The word philosophy is derived from philos and
Philosophy.
separate. Philos is basically life.
Philo and
Know,
Sophia.
Knowledge of life. Philos and
दिस इज स्पिरिचुअल नॉलेज
आप उसको किसी भी चीज में अगर अप्लाई करेंगे तो भी मैं रिसर्च करता हूँ तो फाइनली इट हैज टू रिजल्ट इनटू नॉलेज तो भी हमारा नॉलेज ऑफ द वे ऑफ लाइफ इसलिए फिलॉसफी रिलेट्स योगा और
Great. So I'll tell you very simple. The only reason is without four principles of philosophy, you cannot do any research.
What is there?
Without four principles of philosophy, you can philosophy of research. Without four principles of philosophy of research, you cannot do any research, and therefore you
What-
need to write first
What
PhD.
there?
I'll tell you what are those four principles.
What, how,
That
when?
four principles are ontology, epistemology, methodology, and method. So method, without these four things, you cannot do research, and therefore it is called PhD. Can you do your research without method, without methodology? No. And ontology and epistemology is more important than methodology. So I'll not go in detail. If you want me to explain ontology, epistemology, I can explain. But if you want me to now start with AI, because I've already taken half an hour. Because my session is for AI and not for this philosophical topic. So I request somebody who can come and help me out with the knack and So I'll tell you the reason for AI. Why we need AI? Somewhere in 1998, we used to read a lot of books on Google. Now why we need a teacher when we have a Google? Right? So now why we need AI? Is there any logic of having AI right now? Or it's just a mere progress of technology, and that is why now वो यहाँ पे आके पढ़ा है और करना पड़ेगा. What is the logic? Why we need AI? Again question. Never stop question. Why we need AI?
It helps for analysis.
So that is functional aspect. That is second last one. Functional aspect.
More accuracy.
Okay.
More accuracy.
I'll tell you. In 1939, Professor he gave one word, ephemeralization. I repeat, ephemeralization. You can later on Google it out about the ephemeralization. અને કદાચ સ્પેલિંગ લખવામાં આવે ને તો અંગ્રેજીના અધ્યાપકને પણ તકલીફ પડે. Now, what do you mean by ephemeralization? So ephemeralization concept says to do more and more in less and less time. Buckminster invited in 1939 that a future will come, a day will come where more and more will be needed in a less and less time. So AI today, we need AI just because of ephemeralization. We need to produce more and more in a less and less of time. And that is what the logic behind this AI. And therefore now see, everyone is now jumping on it. You want to finish your PhD in less than 3 years of time, and therefore you need to understand AI. Right? But let me tell you, you can use AI for augmentation, not for content creation. You should use AI for supplementing and complementing your research work and not for creating the content. If you do it for the content creation, it will be a serious crime in the field of academia. Right? So please do not use AI for content creation. I repeat, use it for augmentation. Right? Just to have a supplementary or complementary to your work, you can use it. Right? Now let's see. The first rule of using AI. First rule of using AI, never use your personal email ID. I don't know how many of you must be jumping on ChatGPT or Chrome or a DeepSeek with your personal email. How many of you? How many of you? All of them. All of them. So, the serious learning, the very important learning, never use your personal email ID for accessing any of the AI because your all information will be compromised. The moment you use your personal email ID for the purpose of using AI, I'll show you how. This is a website. This is a website called Providing Fund. Fund means whether your data means data breach has happened or not. Means whether your data has been compromised or not. That you can understand from this particular website. And so you have to write your email ID and then you will be able to know whether your data are compromised or not. So can I have one email ID part very quick? Yes, yeah, please say.
Odisha.info@gmail.com. We got what there? ONISA. Technique.yoga@gmail.com. Odisha info.
Zero. Congratulations. Proper the you must email क्या है बताइए से तुम्हारा. So that's wonderful that it has not been compromised. Any other way? Yeah. Okay. That's great. You can get to know from this. So so the only reason is that never use your personal email ID which is linked with your bank accounts or any of your financial account or applications. Please do not do that. Even for using AI. And the same case applies for your number also, mobile number. So always have one separate email ID which is not attached to your original phone number or to original. So create a fake email ID. I just need to say that. Okay. Now let's go to the next. So I'll show you one AI tool which is known as Chat PDF. How many of you know Chat PDF? Chat PDF. Not GPT, PDF. Yeah, you're right. Chat PDF. Yeah, over. Okay. So we need to. So can you go to next and then you write down social media, cyber religion, and culture by Japee. Social media, cyber religion, and culture by Japee. Religion and culture. In our full text. Okay, now I'll tell you why you how you can use this code as computer. What is AI tool is all about? How many of you are doing right now literature review? How many of you? Okay, all of you are doing literature review right now. That's great. So what we do is basically we waste a lot of time reading the paper, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
We waste a lot of time reading the paper because I don't know how many of you are genuinely reading the paper, but generally it is expected. So generally one paper you find of 8 to 10 pages or 20 to 30 pages. So your guide will say minimum 100 review curve. So 100 paper means 100 paper into 12 comes to 1200 pages. You should read in first 6 months of your PhD. So it's a big question now whether you are doing it or not. But this I say, to do more and more and less and less. So Pana so in other possible. How? With this chat video. What you have to do is, you simply over there, page yes, नीचे આમાં upload PDF જે મારું પેપર છે ને એટલે તમે જે રિવ્યુ કરતા હોય એનું પેપર તમે અહીં અપલોડ કરશો PDF, right? So just download first papers and then you upload. એટલે અહીં આખું ખુલી ગયું આ નીચે જતા લેફ્ટ સાઈડ નીચે જતા આખું પેપર ખુલી ગયું. હવે આમ રિસર્ચરે તો વાંચવું પડે આખું પેપર, પછી એના જાતે એના એને સમરાઇઝ પેરાફ્રેઝ કરીને એલઆર લખવું પડે. યસ ઓર નો? આવું કરવું પડે. હવે આ આખું પેપર આવી ગયું. હવે તો મજા આ સાઈડ પર રાઈટ હેન્ડ સાઈડ. હવે તમે ચેટ જીપીટી માં પ્રોમ્પ્ટ પોતે લખો છો.
सर हिंदी में, इंग्लिश में.
Sorry. In chat PDF, what you do is you write prompt, right? You have to write something,
Yes.
get the answer. But here you will get a ready-made prompt. You can see here on the right hand side top. Social media has become as vital as basic needs. It's okay. Ask me over here.
Scroll up.
Okay. So, hey there, this paper looks into the how social media affects religion, culture, warning about its deep impact on the personal and collective identity. That is what the idea is. And they have given a ready-made prompt. So if you are looking for this particular kind of thing in paper, you can simply copy it and then paste it there in the prompt bar. Or if you want to summarize this paper, you can click on this. Or if you want to know how does social media influence religious beliefs and practices, you can simply click on this. Or what strategies can help to preserve the culture in the digital change. So this is again ready-made question. So you can click on any of this question, right? You will get the answer. So you don't have to read the entire paper. Simply in 2 seconds or 3 seconds of time, you will get the crux of this paper. So इसमें से कोई भी एक पे डालो, सेकंड पे डालो, या थर्ड क्वेश्चन पे क्लिक करो. Click on any of this. So now you get the answer. This is the strategy. So if you are looking for some specific thing from a paper, use this.
So can we also type a question if it is not in
prompt
the...
is here.
ask any question.
Ask any question. So if you are not satisfied with the questions which they have framed, you can have your own prompt. No worries.
But the answer we got, we use in our research, then again we have to rewrite, or that will go in plagiarism?
Yeah. So that is second. Now, this one go in plagiarism. Why? Because this is AI generation. AI generation, content and plagiarism both are different.
Different, yes.
Both are different. As far as Indian universities are concerned, we do not have any AI policy so far. We do not.
Yes, it-
We do not. आगे भी सुनो ना. But there's always a but. But once you use AI content and once you finalize and submit, okay, then after 2-3 years of time, when a university they have to scrutinize or because a government order will come. See, our governments are like they work after 2-3 years of time. So after 2-3 years, they will realize that those theses which are AI content or AI generated theses should be banned. So when they will send a circular to all the universities after 3 years, अपना सरकार करवा दे से, and अभी वो लोग करने देंगे सबको, but then they will issue this kind of thing, and therefore you should not do this. So what is next? So the next idea comes here. That's can we have paraphrasing tools for this? So yes, we have. we have a quill board or we have a train car. These two tools. So you can either click on any of this quill board, QUI, quill board, yeah. So it's very common nowadays to go on a quill board. So click here. Yes. Now this is what the paraphrasing box is. So what you have to do is, to go to that Japee's paper, you can copy the abstract. Yeah. The first abstract. And read that. On the abstract. That's it, very good. What do you need actually? How limited words. Copy and then go to yeah. Now paste here. Paste. Control V. Allow. Now click on paraphrase. So what you mean, as I said, abstract and amukal word level. ये कई बात है, ऐसी चीजें हैं। आया भी काफी ना, हाँ, सोशल मीडिया का सोशल मीडिया में किसी वस्तु ले लीजिए so now you see okay, now you can see here the original content on the left side and now paraphrase content on the right side. So you can use this. Now, if you have those, paid version or pro version, then you can have more words to convert into paraphrasing. But if you have a free version, free में थोड़ा मिलता है. अब अहमदाबाद कैसा है कि कोई फ्री का मांगता है, दो मांगते हैं. जैसे मान लो यहाँ पे कहीं पेट्रोल पंप पे कोई छाता फ्री में दे रहा होगा तो जाके बोलेंगे दो भी लेगा क्या? That is what अहमदाबाद दिया. So yeah, okay. So this is what now come to this extreme this side, yeah. So this is a tool. So if you write English or English, then you can use this tool also. So for English grammar checker, for AI detector, for plagiarism checking, for AI humanizer, for AI check, for translating, for summarizing, for citation generator, and most important, which you should not use, quillcode flow. Quillcode flow. You should not use this. Why? This is a content writing tool. You should never use for content writing. Secondly, you should also not use AI tool for citations because they are faking citations. They will create a wrong citations. You are given citation, right? So they are faking citations. Even ChatGPT is fake citations.
Sir,
So please
sir,
do
just
not use for citation and for content creation as far as any AI tool is concerned. Will have a 10 minutes of time because it will break the flow. That is what I mean to say. Okay, that next. You can close this and go to the next one. Power drill. How many of you know about this power drill? Yeah, you are going to learn for this because this is analysis tool. This is analysis tool. The biggest headache in any PhD is analysis. So people are actually completing first, second, third chapter very fast. But when it comes to the analysis, finding, suggestion, and conclusion, they start fumbling. So this power drill will help you to analyze your entire data. So if you have an Excel sheet, you simply have to upload your Excel sheet in this tool. Yeah. So first you need to log in with your email ID. Japee email ID can have a login. personal email is. I need one Excel file if we have. Any Excel, a field Excel, not blank. Just to show you that they generate a report. You can populate sometime. So what you do is, basically you collect the question. I mean, I guess in most of the places in yoga, we have a practical, right? So you will frame a question. I have already taken interview or experiences, and then you are putting down into the Excel sheet. So we have a ready-made Excel sheet. We have very poor Excel sheet with 3 columns only. But if you have all the columns and number of data, then you will get a good report. But here I am not able to create that kind of report. Anyways, just to show you how it works. You just have to upload here. Generate report. Yes. So you will see here now we generate yeah. So now they have created a summary with the findings and the charts. Now you can see. This is a findings and charts. So now you don't have to do anything. And if you want to, so I again say, when method is wrong, nothing is wrong. When the methodology is wrong, something is wrong. Because if the method is wrong, it will take 5 minutes to apply another method and create a report. It won't take much of time. Now see these charts. Last time, 50,000, 8 lakh, 3 lakh, 8 analysis. Nothing no more. तो आपका रिपोर्ट अगर डाउनलोड भी कर सकते नीचे जाओ Yes, now see here. At the end, you can download this entire report in a Word file or in a PDF file. So you download Word file. Yeah.
Then do your editing.
And પછી વાઇવામાં પ્રેઝન્ટેશન હોય ને તો ડાયરેક્ટ પ્રેઝન્ટેશન થી તૈયાર કરી I just want to show them. Over. This is without prompting, just on the basis of 54 inputs, we got this report. And report is of 13 pages. Without prompting, without doing anything. You can see here the report is like almost like we have a data, we have a chart, we have everything, we have findings also, and yes, we have suggestions and conclusions. Now the point is, sir was asking me a question that Japee sir, there is no taste in this. That we have to prompt. So if you know the, and that also you can get it from ChatGPT. I have this kind of data and I want which parametric taste to be applied. So they will tell you the taste, the detail of the taste, and just in prompt you will write that apply for this Excel sheet, this particular taste, and create a report. Without prompting, we have generated this report. And there is a similar called Julius. You Google Julius.
Yes.
It's a paid one. It's a paid one. Julius. It's not. Which one? Julius is a popular method. Sorry. Send you Google. So in this, they have given ready-made taste. So you just have to click on the taste. So your exploratory analysis, your descriptive statistics, you have everything. Are you sure? Remember that word hyperbolization. Need to do more and more with less and less. Less and less means time. Okay. Can you again choose your file, Excel file and go? That's what we're doing. That's what. नीचे. Download. Okay, sir. Apply the taste. तो आपको गवर्नमेंट डेटा है, सिंपल डेटा है, वो परेशान है यार, एक्चुअली डेटा नहीं है, इंडेक्स कोड से अलॉटेड कैटेगरी से apply descriptive statistics, apply descriptive statistics. And create the report. Synthesis and analyze the given data and analyze the data and create a report. Okay. Now, yeah, so that will go. But friends, Julius, where you have to pay $5. You cannot use this free of cost. Wherein PowerTrail is free of cost. PowerTrail is the first which I have shown you. It's free of cost completely. Here you need to pay. એટલે આમાં આ તો અત્યારે લખી છે કે earlier it was not allowed. Maybe Julius in our communication with our and therefore now we started giving you this kind of other coding where it will take some time. So that's it now. I'm stopping as the time is up. There are so many tools which I already mentioned in my PPT. report नीचे हाँ एक्सेल करो गिव करो या हमारे अकाउंट वर्ड फाइल सेव करो नीचे नीचे बढ़ते जाओ कैटेगरी काउंट ऑफर्स टू एप्लीकेंट intake by category everything. So now on the basis of this also you can create a chart also. In a way based prompting material or also create chart also write findings, suggestions and conclusion. The third, fourth, fifth chapter is over. Okay, now the time is up I guess. Questions. You wanted to ask a question. Okay, yes.
So, we write some content by ourselves. I'm having study and in that then I ask ChatGPT or Perplexity or to rephrase it so that it suits in the academic side. Is that acceptable?
Prompt engineering, the prompt engineering says, I also conduct sessions on prompt engineering. So prompt engineering says that never satisfied with the first prompt. I repeat, never satisfied with the first prompt. Prompting is a reiterating process. So once you get the result, again prompt. And do it for a couple of times. Then only you can get the final, good test. Right? A better test.
That is acceptable.
Yeah, acceptable. That is acceptable.
So that will
I
not
repeat
come.
again my sentence, the same sentence. You should use it for augmentation. You should use it for supplementing and complementing your work, not as content generation. So if you have your original content, use it for AI, use it for a grammar, use it for paraphrasing, use it for making it more comprehensive. That's allowed.
Sir, so you talked about the faking citation. What do you exactly mean by that? Because we are
Taking citations
simultaneously
means the AI tool will generate the citation. When the so and so was researched by so and so person, but that is not in reality that person has researched it. So they are faking it. They are giving you a wrong data. That Mr. Shivam Tripathi has researched a cyber religion, culture and social media, and whatever text they will produce and they will give you is a fake.
So that is that can happen when we are putting any content without actually looking into it ourselves and just putting it and asking to create a citation.
Yeah.
What are the
Or even
possibilities?
sometimes what happens that many of professors have seen what they do is they write content. I mean they use AI for content creation, so they write like this.
And then
I want to write a paper on artificial intelligence and social culture. So please generate one essay paper with in-text citations and let me show you.
so that is from if we are creating the content.
Yeah, you can use this prompt. The prompt goes like this. I am invited to write one paper in a research journal. My title is AI and social culture. Please create one essay paper of 1,000 words along with in-text and endnote citations. Now this is what the prompt is. So now AI will generate you a paper, 1,000 words. And there are so many citations also you will find in between, in the end, that they are wrong. They are all fake citations, not the real one. That's a fake citation. It's faking. It's faking out. Yeah.
रिटन इंग्लिश अगर इतना अच्छा नहीं है मैं पैराफ्रेज कर सकता हूँ तो
मेरा phrasing करवाओ।
सर मैं उसके बाद पूरा टेस्ट देखते समय तो पढ़ते समय कुछ इंग्लिश अच्छा है कुछ बीच में है तो वो सभी सेम मेरा लैंग्वेज में करने के लिए कुछ आप सोच सकते हैं
You should use it. Rewriting इसलिए बोलते
ओके सर
हैं। Try to use it in free time. हम लोग क्या करते हैं? The idea of ChatGPT is not like this. हम लोग एक डाला, जनरेट किया, यूज कर लिया. No. Use your content to make it more readable with a proper grammar and all. And then once you get it, again use that entire text and ask in ChatGPT again, please rewrite this sentence or re-paraphrase this. This is how you should do it. Ask.
सर जैसे कि हमारे पास बहुत सारे एनालिटिक सॉफ्टवेयर हैं अवेलेबल और आपने राइट टू किया है तो मेरा सवाल है कि जैसे आपने बता कि अगर हम कंटेंट कॉपी करते हैं तो गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट बैंक तो क्या
What is that? See, this is I would say not finalized yet, but a government may do it. UGC may show kind of a leader because looking to the present situation, there are so many universities where PhDs are producing like anything, and therefore this kind and even there are people who are charging 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs rupees for writing PhD. Now what do you think? They write genuinely? They use all this. And then you realize when a kind of letter will come, you cross verify and then you come to know that it was completely generated text for which I paid 5 lakh rupees.
So the country is actually in the process of developing an AI app, which will then have subsequent for each of the ministries. So that is actually under work right now.
तो बेटर टू गो फॉर
So just wait.
Augmentation. Use it for augmentation.
For example, we have seen the example of that you have really taken some abstract or text from your paper and given to the keyboard for rephrasing. So that is also modified by one of the AI tools. So the content we generated or rephrased by the keyboard will be under
See,
definition of
I
AI
repeat again
generated.
same thing. Do not use AI for content generation. Use it for paraphrasing, rewriting, grammar checking. This is we call it as a supplementary aid. जैसे न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं पीछे सप्लीमेंट्री होती है तो ये टूल को हमको सप्लीमेंट्री के बतौर यूज करना है नहीं कि कंटेंट जनरेशन यानी मैंने जो प्रॉम्प्ट मैडम को दिया क्रिएट ऐसे पेपर वो नहीं करना है आपने खुद लिखा है आपको पता है गलतियां की हैं अंग्रेजी ठीक नहीं है उसको सुधारने के लिए आप यूज करो ठीक है उसको बोलते हैं ऑगमेंटेशन उसके लिए यूज कीजिए नॉट फॉर क्रिएटिंग कंटेंट
But Gen AI is all together creating content.
जेनी
Gen AI.
Gen
Generative
AI.
AI. I'm talking about generative AI.
See, there are specific AI tools which are used as flow, as a content writer. Genie, G-E-N-N-I .ai. This is a specific tool for content creation, right? Now, in this also, many AI applications have started creating ecosystem, like a Quillboard. Quillboard is offering so many different tools. They are into plagiarism, they are into grammar, they are into content writing, they are into paraphrasing. So this is again, I keep telling you one word only. Use it for supplementary. Poetry is supplementary. आपने data collect किया, you have worked on the data, and now you are taking a help of AI app for analyzing our. Otherwise आप क्या करते हैं SPSS. SPSS is what? It's a software. Software से ऊपर आता है क्या? Internet, software, AI. So now you are using AI. SPSS software. Google, Internet, search engine. Google is search engine.
Sir, I'm in descriptive research. So, Maniki, with taking all precaution, I have done my work. Now I want to check that something like it's to see the plagiarism is there or not. So, if I run my work on any tool to check it, so that will come into.
Yes, never use any plagiarism software
Yeah.
like this, which is available online free of cost. Because what they will do, they will fetch your content and generate for some other purpose. It's not used. Only used to authenticate and terminate. Only genuine two softwares are there. Authenticate and terminate in. Very costly, but genuine. Authenticate and terminate in. Even I am using the same. IITs are using the same. In my university, we use drill bit. Drill bit is a local, wherein authenticated terminate is from US. We use it because we met to service.
Sir, which one is that? Drill?
Drill Brit. DRILLBIT. It's a Bangalore-based startup. Drill Brit. In Zoom that is getting free of cost. The access of Drill Bit to all the universities.
So if we run and then university also runs, so
You will not get it. You guys won't get access to it. This is only for university. University only university get it. They will not
Achha,
select.
that's not for us, so what is for us?
You don't cheat. Authenticate. That's the whole point.
Shivam sir.
You be happy. Ali.
सर आप फर्दर एआई को कैसे इवॉल्व करते हो ऑपरेशन शेड्यूल देखा ऑपरेशन शेड्यूल का वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट सक्सेस ना बिकॉज़ एआई को हम हर फील्ड में एआई को देखते हैं
करो ये लेक्चर का पार्ट ही फिर भी बोल देता हूँ एक बुक की मैंने पढ़ी थी उसका नाम है द फ्यूचर ये बुक है ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी प्रेस की वेरी शॉर्ट इंट्रोडक्शन जो सीरीज आती है यू कैन आल्सो रीड दिस बुक उसमें ऐसा लिखा है कि जैसे हम लोग का इवोल्यूशन हुआ ना तो होमो निएंडरथैलर्स होमो हैबिलियस होमो इरेक्टस वी आर होमो सैपियंस तो हम लोग होमो सैपियंस क्यों बच गए इट्स नॉट बिकॉज वी आर पावरफुल वी आर इंटेलिजेंट बहुत सारे डिजास्टर्स हुए होमो निएंडरथैलर्स इरेक्टस हैबिलियस ये होमो ब्रदर्स हमसे काफी इंटेलिजेंट और मैस्कुलर थे कंपेयर टू होमो सैपियंस मींस वी बट हम लोग बच गए उसका एक ही कारण था वो था हम लोग सोशली कनेक्टेड थे जो वो लोग नहीं थे बुक में लिखा है सब मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ फिर आगे उससे ऐसा लिखा है द थ्रेट फॉर अ होमो सैपियंस इज द फ्यूचर एंड द फ्यूचर ऑफ द वर्ल्ड is cyborgs. CYBOR, cybernetic organisms. आने वाले समय में जैसे ये हमने मूवी में भी देखा टर्मिनेटर हो या रोबोकॉप हो मीन्स आने वाले समय में AI का यूज ऐसे ही होगा A person will create a robot, maybe a size of a mosquito or maybe a big giant inside, but the person will use it for doing wrong things, right? And there will be a person like the government and all using to protect themselves. So cybernetic organism is a threat to Homo sapiens, and therefore we need to connect socially. Well, जो भी कम हो रहा है, we live in isolation. We have started living in isolation. बच्चा घर पे अकेला मोबाइल में होता है, हम सब अकेले मोबाइल में होते हैं all the time. So we have so much to do, and that is slowly gradually will increase. And a day will come where so therefore I have written a paper, cyber religion, social culture. That is what the paper is. Anyways, again not my thing, it's by the future book. So that is what the agreement of AI. वहाँ जाके देखा. Last question, sir.
आपने जो एआई टूल्स के बारे में जानकारी दी हमें एक नया इंसाइट मिल गया राइट बट हम चाहते हैं कि इसको हम और रिवर्स बार बार करें क्योंकि 2 घंटे में एकदम से तो नहीं कटेगा और वो बहुत बॉर्डर लाइन आपने बताया कि हम सिर्फ कम्प्लीट करें या फिर हम आइडिया लें कॉपी ना करें बट हम ह्यूमन हैं तो उसको हम कैसे रिवर्स करें कि हमें वो बैठे कि हम क्या यूज़ करना है मतलब कोई रेफरेंस तो बुक्स या कोई ऐसा आर्टिकल पढ़ते हैं बार जो आपने कहा वो हमें कंटेस्ट किया
देखिए हम सब ऐसे दौर में से गुजर रहे हैं जिसमें वो वाला एटीट्यूड नहीं चलेगा कौन सा वाला
नहीं
एक बार पढ़ा और हम लोग जब पढ़ते थे ना साहब तो हमारे प्रोफेसर एक किताब लेकर आते बड़ा वाला फूल के ऐसा पढ़ा हो और वो नोट्स होती थी और वो नोट्स वो 1 साल बनाई थी और 25 साल चलाई थी। यानी उस टाइम पे ऐसा हुआ करता था कि they were considered as a sage on the stage. They were the monopoly of the subject. वो जो बोले वो आखिरी ना गूगल था ना इंटरनेट था ना कुछ था। उस टाइम पे हम लोग बोलते थे कि बड़ी मछली छोटी मछली को खा जाए। ऐसे था, बड़ी मछली छोटी मछली को खाती है। बड़ी मछली का मतलब यही है कि पावरफुल, वेरी मैस्कुलरी, रिसोर्सफुल और समथिंग लाइक दैट। अब सर आप जो बोल रहे हैं, तो अब हम वो दौर में हैं जहाँ पे वो फुल स्केप नहीं चल रहा, वो फुल स्केप इमीडिएटली आउटडेटेड हो जाए। यानी यू नीड टू लर्न कंटिन्यूअसली। अगर आप वो फुल स्केप वाला एटीट्यूड रखेंगे, यू आर डन। मैंने तो आपको सिखाया सिर्फ 6 महीने में और 25 टूल आएंगे। 2022 में जब मैंने एएमए में लेक्चर पहली दफा एआई का दिया था, गुजरात कोई नहीं जानता था। ही हैज अटेंडेड माय सेशन। पूरे गुजरात में एआई के बारे में पता नहीं। 2022 चैट जीपीटी के बारे में वो पता नहीं था, टॉम के बारे में पता नहीं था, तो बहुत सारे ऐसे आदमी जिनको पता नहीं था। टू सेशन वो 2022 का दौर था। आज 3 लाख से ज्यादा एआई ऐप्स हैं, 3 लाख से ज्यादा, शायद मैं कम बोल रहा हूँ, सिर्फ 3 साल। अब मैं चलता आज तो वो तो जानी थी, मुझे सीखना पड़ा, कंटिन्यूअस लर्निंग। इसलिए अब वो फिश जो पहले फास्ट थी, बिग थी, वो फास्ट हो गई। सो पुराना कंसेप्ट था बिग फिश व्हिच ईट्स स्मॉल फिश। अब आ गया फास्ट फिश व्हिच ईट्स स्लो फिश। अगर आप स्लो लर्निंग में हैं तो आपसे बाजू वाला बैठा है जो वो फास्ट होगा लर्निंग में तो आपको खा जाएगा, यानी आपसे आगे निकल जाएगा। A fast fish which eats the slow fish. So you will continuously learn faster, faster, faster. Not miss them. I'm from your way. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Japee sir. Thank you for this wonderful session. And